Not all cats walk the same path. Some are born into soft beds and warm laps. Others have to fight for every single step, every single day, just to survive until tomorrow. This is the story of one of those cats. His name is Ginger, though nobody knows what he was called before. For a long time, he was just the orange cat who limped along the same stretch of concrete every morning, dragging himself past the same wall, the same gate, the same indifferent eyes that looked away. Pickle walked by him for months. Most simply kept moving, the way people do when something feels too sad to look at directly. He was just part of the scenery, easy to overlook. Nobody knew exactly what happened to him. Some said frostbite from a brutal winter with nowhere warm to hide. Some said an accident, maybe a car, maybe something worse that no one witnessed. What everyone agreed on was this: by the time anyone really noticed him, both of his back legs were already gone. Just gone. Not injured, not healing, gone, leaving nothing to fix, only something to work around. Most animals in his position don't survive long on the street. Without back legs, there's no running from danger, no climbing to safety, no easy way to reach food before another animal does. But Ginger didn't know that. Or maybe he did and he simply refused to accept it. He learned to drag his hindquarters forward using his front legs, pulling his body across the pavement inch by inch. It wasn't graceful, it wasn't easy, but it worked. Every single day, he made his way down that same path, searching for scraps, searching for warmth, searching for something nobody was sure he'd ever find. A local resident started noticing him. At first, it was just a glance out a window, the kind of glance you forget 5 minutes later. Then it became something more, a habit of checking if he was still there, still moving, still alive. She began leaving food near the wall where he passed. She didn't try to touch him or catch him, she just wanted him to know that someone had seen him. For weeks, that was enough. Food appeared, Ginger ate, he kept moving. There was no dramatic breakthrough, just a quiet, repeated pattern. She showed up, he survived one more day. Slowly, a kind of routine formed between a woman and a cat who had never exchanged a single touch. But watching him struggle across the concrete day after day started to weigh on her in a way she couldn't ignore. She began asking questions, reaching out to local rescue groups, veterinarians, anyone who might know what could be done for a cat with no back legs and nowhere to go. Most people told her the same thing. It would be difficult, it would be expensive, it might not even work. She kept asking anyway and eventually found a veterinary team willing to try something rare, something most street cats never get the chance to receive: prosthetic legs. Custom-built, small enough to fit a cat, designed to give him back what he'd lost. Hey, before we go further, if you've made it this far, it means stories like Ginger's actually matter to you. That means everything to me. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It genuinely makes my day every single time. The process wasn't quick. Ginger had to be caught first, which took patience and more than one failed attempt. He was wary of hands, wary of cages, wary of anything that reminded him of being trapped. But the woman who had been feeding him didn't give up, and slowly she built enough trust that he let her get close. Once he was finally in safe hands, the real work began. Measurements, fittings, adjustments. A team of people who had never met this cat before spent hours making sure the prosthetics fit his exact frame and gait. The first time they attached the legs, Ginger didn't move. He just stood there, frozen, unsure what to make of the strange new sensation beneath him. For an animal who spent so long dragging himself across the ground, standing upright must have felt like standing on the moon. Then, slowly, he took a step. It wasn't smooth, it wasn't confident. His legs wobbled beneath him, and for a moment it looked like he might simply give up on the whole idea. But he didn't. He took another step, then another, learning in real time how to trust a part of his body that had never existed before that day. Everyone in that room went quiet, watching him figure out something his body hadn't known in longer than anyone could say. Within days, something remarkable started happening. Ginger began walking with more ease, then faster. Then, almost unbelievably, he began to trot, tail raised high behind him the way healthy cats do when they feel completely at ease in their own bodies. He wasn't dragging himself anymore, he was simply walking, like it had never been any other way. The woman who had first noticed him on that concrete path didn't stop there. She couldn't leave him to go back to the street, not after everything it had taken to get him this far. Ginger wasn't going back outside. Ginger was coming home. The transition wasn't instant. He had spent so long as an outdoor cat, so long relying only on himself, that learning to trust four walls and a family took time. He explored cautiously at first, testing the strength of his new legs on carpet, on tile, on smooth wood floors that felt nothing like the street he'd known. Every new room was approached like it might still hold danger. He flinched when the washing machine turned on. He froze the first time a door closed too firmly. Old habits from a harder life don't disappear just because the surroundings change. But little by little, those flinches came further apart. Cats adapt, and Ginger adapted faster than anyone expected. He found the sunniest spot by the window. He learned the sound of the kitchen cabinet that meant food was coming. He started approaching people instead of avoiding them, rubbing against legs, asking for attention in the quiet, insistent way cats do. And he started letting people hold him. For a cat who had spent who knows how long surviving completely alone, allowing himself to be picked up, to be cradled without flinching, that was its own kind of miracle, maybe an even bigger one than the legs themselves. Today, Ginger walks through his home like he owns every inch of it, because in every way that matters, he does. His prosthetic legs carry him from room to room, up onto the couch, over to the window where he watches the world he no longer has to survive alone in. He still has that same determined walk, head high, unbothered, unstoppable. People who meet him now have no idea what those legs went through to get here. They just see a cat. Walking, living, being loved. They don't see the months of dragging himself forward with nothing but stubborn will. But those who know his story see something else entirely. They see a creature that refused to stop moving forward, even when moving forward should have been impossible. Proof that being broken doesn't mean being finished. Somewhere along that path, one small act of noticing changed everything. Someone looked twice at a cat everyone else walked past. Someone decided that a cat with no back legs still deserved a chance to run. Because sometimes the difference between giving up and finding a way forward isn't strength. It's just one person willing to see what everyone else overlooked. If Ginger's story reminded you that broken doesn't mean the end, share it with someone who needs that reminder today. Some stories carry more weight than we realize until they land in the right hands. So here's what I keep wondering. Do you think animals know when they've been given a second chance? Or do they simply live in the moment, grateful without even knowing why? Would you have stopped for a cat like Ginger, or would you have kept walking like everyone else did? Tell me what you think in the comments.